Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm good. It's good to see you back to the channel. So today we'll be looking at the top companies paying dividends this early 2026. It's been a good year. It's been a good year for the shareholders. It's been a good year for the investors earning through passive incomes. And one of the ways we can earn passive income is by being shareholders, buying shares in different companies. You know, and what is making me make this video is on 30th January, KPLC paid a final dividend of 0.8 shillings. Then shortly after that, on 3rd of February this year, 2026, they have announced 0.3 interim dividend to shareholders. The book closure is on 23rd. So if you're seeing this video before 23rd of February and you want to enjoy earning in dividends, consider buying shares on Nairobi Securities Exchange. So what is a dividend? A dividend is a thank you payment from a company to its shareholder for just thanking you for entrusting them with your money, for being a shareholder in their company. So when a company makes profit, they could either plow it back into the company or share some of it with their shareholders for entrusting them with your money. That is what a dividend is. So how does the process work? Number one, you need to buy the shares. And the shares are bought on Nairobi Securities Exchange. You need a CDS account for you to buy the shares. So we have different brokers who can help you to open a CDS account. I'll mention a few, the ones that I remember. Safaricom is also among them. So no excuses. As long as you have the M-Pesa app, the ZD Trader, you can maneuver through and buy shares on Nairobi Securities Exchange using Safaricom. Then we have AIB XYS, we have the Faida M Trader, we have the Starling, we have the Diane Blair, so you do your own research and then consider having a CDS account and a broker to help you place your trades on NSE. And then after buying the shares, we need to have the announcement. And the announcement is made by the board of directors. So they'll come and announce and say, we've made a profit. And of this amount of profit, we want to share maybe 2 shillings for every share to every shareholder. And that is how they come up to say, now you can have the dividends. And then we have the book closure. So they announce the date that by which you should own the shares for you to be on the list of receiving the dividends. Think of it this way. It is like when you're told RSVP, will you be present, will you not be present? So if you're invited to a party and you confirm that you'll be present before the date of the party, you'll eat lunch. But if you do not confirm that you'll be there by the date of the party, yes, you'll buy the shares or you'll come to the party, but there'll be no food for you because you came late to the party. You did not tell them you'll be there. So that is also the same thing that happens with shares. So the book closure is the date by which the shares you should have bought. The way I've told you, Kenya, for the KPLC company issuing 0.3, of course, you need to, maybe those who have shares in thousands will benefit more than those who have less. But again, we begin small, build consistency, and head there. You cannot begin today and you want to be the giant, the know-it-all in the room, the owner of it all. Even the one who owns them shares in millions began somewhere. So, yes. And then the payday, it is the date that it is set to when the shares will be paid to the shareholders. So what is a dividend yield? It is used to determine if the share price is a good deal. I think I'll consider having a whiteboard. Yeah, I think I should get a whiteboard. So what is a dividend yield? For example, if the share costs 10 shillings and then the company announces that it will be paying 1 shilling for each share that you own, so the dividend yield will be the 1 shilling divided by the 1 shilling, the dividend 1 shilling, divided by the 10 shilling, which is the share price, times 100. So that will give you a dividend yield of 10%. It is used to determine if a company is doing well or if they're paying you well. So you look at the dividend yield. And what is an interim dividend? Like I've told you, KPLC has announced an interim dividend. It is just a half-time pay compared to a final dividend, which is made after the AGM, the board of directors have sat down. For those of you who own shares, I'm sure you usually receive emails and messages and notifications being told we have an AGM and purpose to attend. So that is the same thing that happens for you to get the final dividend. They sit down as the board, they decide, oh, now we've made this profit and we want to share it with the shareholders and this is what we will do. So that is what happens before you get the final dividend. And then, of course, the money, when the dividend is issued, you're not given 100%. One thing about being an adult is we will pay tax. So when the dividends are paid, 5% goes to the government, goes to tax for the Kenyan residents, and then the non-Kenyan residents give a tax of 10 to 15%. Now. So we've already talked about how to be a shareholder. You need to have a CDS account. You need to pick a broker. You deposit funds, and then you buy the dividend stocks. So you have to know the dividend stocks. If that is your main reason of buying shares is for dividend, for you to be earning dividends, then you have to know the companies that offer dividends. And this early 2026, actually, let us look at I have about, is it 5 or 6 companies that have announced that they'll be paying dividends. And as I've said, on 14th January, I&M Holdings paid 1.5 interim dividend. On 29th of January, EABL announced 4 shilling interim dividend. And the book closure is on 20th of February. So if you've not bought the shares, you still have time up to 20th February if you want to get paid the dividends of EABL. You have up to 20th February. That is when the book closure will be for you to receive 4 shillings interim dividend. On 30th January, KPLC paid an final dividend of 0.8 shillings. On 3rd February, they announced an interim dividend of 0.3. And the book closure will be on 23rd of February. So we still have time. If you want to enjoy the dividends, now is the time to buy before the book closure. And then on 5th of February, Safaricom announced 0.85 interim dividend again. And the book closure for the Safaricom interim dividend is on 25th of February. So we have up to 25th of February. If you've not bought the shares and you would like to enjoy the dividends, you have up to 25th of February to buy the Safaricom shares. And then on 12th of February, KenGen will be paying the shareholders 0.90 dividend. So that is good thing, earning passive income. So let us purpose to own shares in different companies. And if you do not earn by dividends, maybe buy them to earn through capital gains. And we'll be looking into all of this as time goes by. Stay tuned, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let us learn from each other and enlighten and educate each other. And you can access the different reports on different websites, or just stay tuned on this channel and let us educate each other. That's it for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me, are you happy with how the Kenyan market is doing? Do you think we're headed somewhere in the Nairobi Securities Exchange and how it is gaining momentum? The Kenya Pipeline Company was just listed, and maybe we are headed somewhere. Are we headed somewhere where there is future and hope in the stock market? That's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell me what you think. I'll see you in the next video.